itching on that. Plotting on my come up, gotta watch stay at my nose. Long nights just to hit the studio. Now I'm eating steak and shrimp. I ain't eating sloppy Joe. Looking to the mirror, flexing now and in his glow. Bust off like a welcome to the rodeo. I got tattoos on my face, I use that as motivation. I can never get a job, so for my dream I'm dedicated. For a second, lost myself, I was too busy getting now they see me out in public and be knowing what my name is. All these rappers want the clout and the life of being famous. I just wanna be stable, tell my family we made it. I was coming for my spot, a young had to be patient. Now I'm running up, these bands can hit the island for vacation. I've been know my haters, you could say I'm constipated. 5 racks on his fit, just to stunt while I'm in Vegas. On my body, shout out to my Caleb Young. Got the cake up, now he's on a data. I ain't folding under pressure, I ain't switching for no. I ain't talking to no cop and I ain't telling on my bros. Ain't no but don't push me, fingers itching on that. Plotting on my come up, gotta watch stay at my nose. Long nights just to hit the studio. Now I'm eating steak and shrimp, I ain't eating sloppy Joe. Looking to the mirror, flexing now and in his glow. Bust off like a welcome to the rodeo.
Look at the cash coming in. Come get your man, Slim Booker bugging me. Just need a bag, quit out a jaw jackery. Don't even be that, I don't want none of it. He's mad about it, had enough of it. Whoa, watch what you saying, how that poppin' and shaking. Got is a lazy, my posse deep and I raiding. We act the fool for the paper. Had a dream and I made it. El Camino on Dayton's, bitches guess over baby. Put the brand on me. Bet on my bacon, big and flat in the bacon. I might just roll out today. I might just roll out to Vegas, head back to my old ways. Have a roof for all day. Look at me, baby. Look at me, baby. Don't I look like a million? I'm about to clean out the safe. Don't I look like somebody that just be bodying everything? All that talking is great, but I don't be talking. I air it out. All the problems have gotten easy to bury. I'd rather kiss on my. I've been broke way longer than I've been rich, so until it levels out, I'ma take mama to the Marriott and took me so long to get it, gonna spread it out. Let them know all about me when I'm dead and gone. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the hand, one in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. I'ma need all the fries you can give me, all the hot sauce, all the pie you can give me. Better be all in nothing, don't have me in the middle. You better be all you can, yeah. Super fly for the Dumbos, plenty slides like a shuffle. Hit the cadence on my young Isaac Hayes, Billy Ocean, about the old with the cane stick. Let my slippers at the function. It's hard to run the Gucci slides. That bet you say you didn't never. I'ma step no. Jackie Chan, no travel. Can't clean it with the beat. Dripping from the. No, not me. I can never be the one you wanna stuff for. Money, that machine. The Ferragamo store. R.I.P. the times that I was broke. After life in 9/11, folks. Matt back, liquor clean. Dead president and I'm a local. Cooking up canard. Waiting for the antidote. Running out of time. Patience thinner than a penny hoe.
Never get empty your pockets. I don't do that. In my prison, you do what I tell you. Get over it. He's gonna get this.
And, Coach, we come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, a nice spin. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
A very solid gain of 27. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. The left side completion to Jones. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. Grady Jarrett with the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping Those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Harris has it over the middle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive.
And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. Anxious moments there on the fake, but they do get just enough to pick up the 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Mayfield again. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, Mayfield. They'll let it go deep for Becker. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the 1st quarter on 3rd down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
On 4th down, the Browns hand things over to the veteran Britton Colquitt to punt. Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. And, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division, looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can try to have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for everyone possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Ryan forced out to his left. Now he'll throw deep left side. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. Pretty lucky to get the football back. Had his target out there waving the arms, saying I'm open, but maybe didn't see him quick enough.
And I know the jokes are always about defensive backs' hands. What really actually happens, you don't get many opportunities. You get over anxious, and you start to think about taking it away and going the other way instead of focusing and catching the ball.
Gun.
On 3rd down, Ryan. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Joe Schobert, tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Hey, Tuesday.
From the shotgun, Ryan dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
11. Gun.
From the gun, it's Ryan. He's going to loft one, deep left side. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play there, Ryan to Jones. 44 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, Tuesday.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. Being chased out left. To the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Hey, Tuesday.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Olivier Vernon in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13.
Hey, gun. Ready, Blue 80.
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. Oh, now he bowls him over. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. 9 good yards there on the run, and now 3rd down. On 3rd down, Devontae Freeman. And he'll take this one down inside the 5 to the 3. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2.
21.
They run for it with a Johnny. And this winds up a disaster, nowhere near the marker. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this Browns defense stands tall. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Check 52's the mic. Check 52's the mic.
To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. Right back to him on first down. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Adrian Claiborne, the one who makes the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Second down, Mayfield. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Tech McKinley in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
Over!
Third and long for Mayfield. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time, they had it 4th and goal, rolled the dice, didn't get it. Now they've got to put that behind them, try to put together another drive.
A simple tip of the cap, a nod of the head to the defense. Congratulations, you got us last time. But you didn't hold us the whole time. We got down to position where we were able to be in position to score. Let's go ahead and attack again. Continue to have that kind of confidence. Not worry about the one play that didn't allow them to get into the end zone.
And this time they'll be trying to get it into the end zone. We'll see what they do. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. A 6-yard pickup on the ground that time, and that'll make it 3rd and 4 coming up. Now it's Ryan. Flush to his right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Olivier Vernon in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Hey, stop!
They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. Looking deep for Julio. And got his man complete. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10.
Gun! Hey, gun!
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. He goes underneath to Freeman. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes...
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. Following the interception, Mayfield. They'll leave it for Hunt, complete. And Hill running right through it. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now, Barney! Kill, turn up! Detroit! Check. 59.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. They'll run it now out of the gun. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Call it a gain of 4. Leaves him with options here on 2nd and just a...
Back 99 Philly, here we go. That's it, baby. That's it. Gun. All right, now, lucky 56. Stay in the situation. Let's go. Gun. Mike's five.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. Over the middle, complete. That's Hunt. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Cleveland after this.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Come on, baby. Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
All right, now, lucky 56.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Gun!
4th down, Mayfield. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. And defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. This quarterback now 5 out of 10, 50% throwing it. Not so hot, but he does have a 1st down. They'll run it here with Hunt. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Mayfield looks to throw. Over the middle to Beckham. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Mayfield on 3rd and 2. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Janikowski bangs it through. So we come upon halftime. 6-3 is our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Shut down. Motion. Check. Shift.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
All right, now, look at
Didn't have a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Check 13. Go. Hey, check motion, man.
They run again with Hunt, and he'll get this up only to about the 33. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Lucky 56.
Now Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down.
And now he's going to go down in the end zone. Down goes Matt Ryan, and that's a safety. Well, I think you can go ahead and give your punter an assist on that one. Pinned him deep, and the defense comes through with 2 points.
You're exactly right, partner. This was all set up by a great punt, and if the ball goes in the end zone, this never happens. So great call. Give the punt team and the punter some love.
Here's Hunt. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. Foyesade Oluwakan made the tackle there from his safety position.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Mayfield. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Third and short yardage. Mayfield finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. Third and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
This is Hunt, and he'll be taken down at the 34. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll run again with Hunt. And he'll get this down to about the 31-yard line. Ricardo Allen, the safety, makes the stop.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
You don't want no problems with me.
The Browns on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Mayfield now. He's got his tight end, Njoku. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. This quarterback now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10.
Leopard! Leopard! Hey, check 24. Check 24. I got motion. Hot! Me. I got this. Motion. Mike, check. 59. You better be afraid of me.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Gun! Leopard!
Throwing, Mayfield. It's brought in by Harris. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Hunt. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Give him 9 on the pickup, but they're still a few inches short now on 4th down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
Check that. We're going to like 52 right here. All right, T, let's all right.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This just a 24-yard attempt. And Janikowski bangs it through. And with that, the lead changes hands here in this third quarter. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 22 and a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it?
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Freeman again, a first down carry. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere. Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Hey, South! Ready! 280! 4 down! Get up! Get up!
On 2nd down, Ryan steps away to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Gun. Hey, express!
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Let's go.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Hey, express!
Now Ryan on 1st down. This will be caught inside the 10. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
They'll look to run with Freeman. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
He gets it halfway there with that run. I think you play up-tempo, get right back on the line of scrimmage, and hammer at him again.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And that play's not going to get him in as he stopped right at about the line of scrimmage. They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the 4th. So a big play coming for the Falcons as they'll go for 2.
Tight end right, tight end right. Hey, Tuesday. Hey, 4 down. 21. 12. Check 37. Hey, Tuesday.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But we also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A big play that time for Cleveland. 48 yards.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Watch you now, Barney. 59 Mike. Check. 59.
And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. And incomplete on the deep ball. Demetrius Harris, the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. From the gun, Mayfield. dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Leopard! Hit it!
Mike's 59. Mike's 59. Focus, defense, focus.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And that'll bring him back within a point. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Spinning away.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
And here now come the Falcons. Ryan will bring the Falcons up now 1st and 10 at their own 43.
20.
A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. Looking downfield for Jones. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
I know exactly why I tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Hey. Right. 4 down. Go.
2nd and 10. It's Ryan again. Buying time to his left. And he will find Ridley on the left side. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, check Mike 34. Mike 34. Watch the curl.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this.
Get up.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
20. I'm coming after you. Go. Hey, wait. Motion. Wait. 53's the mic. Get out of that.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Let's go. Gun, gun. Hey, gun, gun. Gun, gun. 20
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long.
Get up! Gun, gun. Hey, you're on an island over there. Gun, gun, gun! Check. 53. 25 seconds.
Here's Ryan. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie Denzel Ward. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Harris has it over the middle. And he lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball, so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
They run. Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman. They're not going to get him. Touchdown, Falcons. Devontae Freeman, his 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season. And the Falcons capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. This time, the extra point up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Here's Bosher to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. 1 possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So
Odell Beckham Jr., the 20, 10, and he's into the end zone. No flags. It's a touchdown, and now a 2-point conversion, and we'll be tied here in the final minute.
Do they have one big call left? Here we go. The touchdown's massive to possibly take this to overtime.
Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Back to throw. And it's caught. And with it, we are tied here in the 4th. So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range, not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Let's go.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Right back to him on first down. And an alley to run. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Get up!
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Hey, Tuesday. Gun. 12. 280. 25. Look go!
Now flags come flying in. One of the Falcons moved early. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15.
12. Ready. Back 25. 53's the mic. 53's the mic. Let it go.
Throwing now is Ryan. Eluding the pressure right. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Little OT scramble drill that time, Mr. Davis.
And partner, I can tell.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Falcons now, set for their first drive here in overtime. And this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team.
It's been loud in here so far. Right. The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman.